All right, we'll get started with Chris Jones' media availability now. The first question comes in from Chris Ryan from WGIR.
Hey, just wanted to start with the penalties and what role you felt that played. Did that make it, pretty much impossible for you guys to have success on the defensive side?
And we had 9 penalties for 100 yards. That's 100 yards that, if we could have taken back, it could have affected the game.
And just how surprised did you find yourself with the result? It seemed like you guys were pretty confident that you're going to be able to have success in this game today.
I mean, we come in confident every game. Unfortunately today, it didn't go our way. Man, it's a lot to learn from this game. It's a lot to build from this year, and we just got to keep at it.
All right, next we'll go to Matt Derrick from Chiefs Digest.
Hey, Chris, was there anything you noticed in the first half as far as just the team's energy and composure? Because, it certainly didn't seem like the defense was as obviously as normal self in that first half.
I think, we gave up a few big plays, a couple penalties that I wish we could have taken away. But overall, we knew it was a 60-minute game, and we were prepared for that. So, we made our adjustments after the first half, and we knew it was going to be a long game.
Next, we'll go to Herbie Tote from Kansas City Star.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned the penalties in that first half. Overall, how much do you think the penalties contributed to the tone of the game and the rhythm of the game for the offense and defense to try to find the footing in the game?
Penalties can change the game. We had offsides, holding, especially during a tip pass. I tipped the pass. Tyrann called it. And it was a flag, holding call. I mean, that interception could have changed the game. Penalties changed the game. We had 9 penalties for 100 yards. I mean, that speaks volumes, especially in the biggest game of the year.
All right, next we'll go to Nate Taylor.
Hey, Chris, considering that you said the Buccaneers had a great offensive line going into this, just what did they do maybe differently in the first matchup to give Brady more time?
Nothing. Brady just got it off fast and a lot of penalties.
All right, next we will go to Jennifer Lee from NBC Sports.
Chris, are you surprised at how many calls went against your team, especially compared to last year when it seemed like there weren't as many calls?
I was very surprised. This is Super Bowl. I mean, usually you let the guys play, especially in the biggest game of the year. And we had nine penalties for 100 yards. They had 2. I mean, penalties can change the game.
Next, we'll go to David Melandra.
Hey, Chris, would you say that the referees had an impact in this game early on, especially late in the first half, with those 3 possibly back-to-back penalties that led to the 1 touchdown?
I mean, penalties cost the game either way, Only the referees can call the penalty. So the penalties affect the game 1,000%. The ref, what can I say? We got a lot of penalties called on this today.
Next, we'll go to Jason Alex Fleming.
Mr. Jones, not really a 2-part question, but from your perception, the penalties were a killer, but was it the long, meticulous drives, or was it the shots downfield when you guys couldn't get off the field that was more a determining factor in today's game?
I mean, if you look back at the game, we got a unnecessary roughing penalty, which they put them on the goal line, and they wasn't able to get in. And penalties can change the game, but we'll be better. We'll be better. It was tough,
Next, we'll go to Michael Donaldson.
Hey, Chris. Look, I know it's a devastating loss. We can talk about the game, for hours, but what's your number one goal going into the off season? What do you tell these young guys on your team, to rebound from this? What's going to be your top goal going into the off season?
Let this be a positive to motivate you for this off season and going into OTAs and training camp. We can learn a lot from this game. We take it in. You're never as good as you think. You're never as bad as you think. That score. We're a better team than the score. We was off on a few areas, but it'll be okay. We can learn a lot from this.
Next, we'll go to Adam Kilgore from Washington Post.
Hi, Chris. Somewhat along those lines, I believe this is the biggest loss points wise in Pat's career. You guys just haven't had a lot of difficult games like this. Where do you think this kind of leaves you as a franchise? You still have so much young talent. You still have Pat at a very young age. Where do you kind of go from here as the Chiefs?
I think we can get back next year. You look at the team we have a lot of young guys, a lot of our key pieces. We have them under contract. We missed a few key pieces today that could have helped us out this game, but I think we got the potential and talent to go back next year.
All right, we'll take 2 more questions. First one goes to Cameron Buford.
Hey, Chris, you say the penalties can change the game, but how does that impact your aggressiveness and the mindset once you get a couple penalties? Does that just kind of build on the top of each other? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it can. If a cornerback is pressing, every time he press, they call a penalty. It can take him out of the game. It can stop him from wanting to press there because he's scared that he might get a penalty. It does affect your aggression as a player, and today we had a lot of them.
All right, last question. We'll go to Jarrett Bell.
Hey, Chris, can you put into words how difficult this is for everything this team wanted to achieve? How stunning of a result, how you process this?
It's very difficult. We as players, we sacrificed a lot, especially during this year, dealing with COVID and everything that COVID required to continue to play as a team. And we sacrificed a lot. And just to not achieve the goal, overall goal that you wanted to achieve with the huge sacrifices everyone made, it sucks. It sucks.
All right, Chris, you're good here. Thank you.
Thank you.